One of my more recent fails that I've had in the last few years is at a Shoot Northwest Mountain Challenge over in Idaho. I think last year or the year before that. I was over there shooting the competitive stuff in the open class. It was day 2. I was shooting in the top group of shooters and pretty much had an epic meltdown over about 5 targets. And it was all my fault. The one was I threw a sight together real quick, didn't check all the screws from the assembly gals. I literally just slapped it together and went over there, went shooting, and the 2 screws that hold the housing on weren't fully tightened up, and so I'm on like target 4 of the day, and I shoot, and all of a sudden I just hear this loud buzz, and I'm like, oh man, something's loose. I grab my sight housing, that thing is just flopping around. I'm like, oh no. So I tighten them up, and the next shot is like a real steep, like high 40s yard shot, like a 25-degree angle up at an antelope. And I shoot and I hit, I don't know, about 6 inches low left. And I'm like, well, if everything was drooping down, that would make sense if it's all tightened up now. So make some adjustments, and we go and pull our arrows, and it was a pretty steep climb to go up to the target. So we kind of called, me and one other guy called arrows down, and so they rode them down and scored them. We pulled arrows, and we're walking to the next target. And I'm like, okay, I'm in my head, I'm thinking to myself, man, I'm gonna give it this many clicks, and I'm gonna add a yard, and I think we'll get it all squared away. And we had to walk across this creek, and it was kind of still pretty wet, and they had some 2x12 boards kind of going across. It was kind of like a swampy area on the creek. And I was walking ahead, and like ahead of the guy behind me, and I stepped on the edge of the board, and the whole board just flipped vertical. And I fell on my back downstream in the creek, bows laying in the creek, my arrows and my snacks and my hip quiver are literally floating down the frickin' creek. Guy behind me is running down the creek, grabbing my stuff out of the water, and I'm trying to get up, and I can't get up because the water's flowing over the top of me as I'm laying there. And so I'm like struggling to get up. I get up, I catch myself, I am just drenched. We get my stuff back, put it in my quiver, walking back up. I'm literally just peeling mud out of the sight marks in my hogfather, because I was using marks for the competition. So I'm literally peeling mud off of it just so I can read the marks. Get up to the next target, and I'm first up. And I'm just like, I'm walking up there just drenched, and those guys are like, what happened? Tell them the story, and kind of catch my breath a little bit, step up, and just made a beautiful shot on it was another antelope. No, I think it was a deer target. And you had to kind of shoot under a branch. I mean, it was a pretty tough shot, and I stepped up and I just smoked the 12 ring. And I'm like, okay, we're back, I'm good, right? And so it was either the next target or the one after that I get up to it, and you had to stand on top of a rock and shoot down at this antelope. And I'm going, okay, like that was a crap show. Like we're good now. We're gonna come back. We're gonna catch those points up, and so we could shoot 12s or 14s on this. And so it was like a 12-yard shot straight downhill at another small deer or antelope sized target. And I'm up there, and I'm kind of wobbly because you're standing like on the peak of this great big rock, and I shoot a 5, and I'm like, I guess today is just gonna be not my day. The whole rest of the way was just kind of average shooting, but man, those like stretch of 5 targets were just rough. So that's probably my most recent target archery fail, where everything in those 5 targets was just rough.